Hello everybody, welcome back to my space. If it is your first time here, thank you so much for visiting and I just hope that you will stay. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for being loyal and for being family. If you haven't subscribed to this awesome space or channel, please consider clicking the subscription button and the notification bell. So today is not your usual type of topic. As you know, I usually bring you topics that haven't been touched on for a while. Today I'll be talking about suicidal thoughts. Yeah, you got me right. I'll be talking about suicide. What are suicidal thoughts? This is a situation whereby, or maybe this is a time where someone has thoughts of taking their own life. When you want to take someone else's life, that is murder, when you take someone else's life. But when you take your own life, you take your own life into your own hands, with your own hands, that is suicide. So have you ever had suicidal thoughts? What happened? Maybe why? And how did it happen? That you got to a point and said, I think I just rather take my own life away. Like, I'm done with this earth, man. I just want to live. And it wasn't your time yet. But now when you take your own life, maybe that's how it was designed. You never know. But now I'll be talking about suicide as a whole. Like this, I can see suicidal thoughts come about when someone has been through a situation, or maybe someone is in a situation that is causing them so much unhappiness, that is causing them a lot of distress, that they end up in depression. They fall into depression. So such like things can lead to someone having suicidal thoughts. And lucky enough, a few people who are suicidal at times, or maybe a good number of people that have suicidal thoughts at times, do not end up executing them. And it is so unfortunate that also a good number of people that have suicidal thoughts end up executing them. And you know, life isn't a rehearsal. As long as you have already committed suicide, you will not come back to life so that now you die in a different way. And it is so unfortunate that at this time and era, we are still losing people to suicide. I would want to talk to the people maybe who want to commit suicide. And so unfortunate, I'll also be talking to the people who have already committed suicide, maybe if their souls are listening or something. And also with the society, that maybe how do we contribute to people taking their own lives? Maybe how can we prevent people from taking their own lives? Is there a way we can help? Like, is there anything we could do? So before that, please let us look at causes of what can cause someone to have suicidal thoughts. What can make someone be suicidal? What can someone do so that you can say the worst symptoms of suicidal thoughts? I'll be putting all that under one bracket. So when you see someone carelessly or anyhow are saying they could even take their own lives, like, I'd rather die, I better just leave this world, such like statements, just know that this could be one symptom of someone being suicidal. Another one is when people are talking about suicide as I'm doing right now. But now I am not suicidal. I have brought this as a topic so that you can be able to talk about it. So when you see someone now, they are all on Google, trying to search about suicide. Oh, what can you use to commit suicide? Oh, what is suicide? How many people have committed suicide? Pay attention to that person. Like, they've not been discussing about suicide before. From nowhere now, their Google search engines are filled with suicidal thoughts, causes of suicide, symptoms of suicide, their results of suicide, just suicide. Be woke. When someone now starts getting the means to kill oneself, Someone can go buy poison, buy rat, and maybe there are no rats in their houses. Someone can buy a rope. Someone starts climbing tall buildings and they're just up there doing nothing, watching. No, that is not normal. You see someone every time they're at the rooftop, and maybe it's on the 10th floor, the 6th floor, even the 4th floor, be walk. Someone always visiting a river. By the way, yeah, someone always going by the riverside and they're telling you they're going to search for peace of mind. What type of peace of mind didn't they find in their house that they went to look for besides maybe at the riverside? So such like things could be symptoms to show you that someone has fallen into depression. And if that is not curbed, if that is not well taken care of, they could be victims of suicide. I'll put here a picture if I find it, and I will tell you this time I was under depression. Okay, another symptom, people could withdraw from others. Like now they do not want other people's company. They want to be left alone. And most of the times when they're left alone, they are actually doing nothing but they're deeply sunk into, they've sunk into deep thoughts. That is also another symptom of someone who is suicidal. People change their normal routine. If someone had a habit, maybe a good eating habit, a good sleeping habit, they can end up now not sleeping throughout the night. Then when now people are waking up, now they are going to bed. Not everyone that changes their sleeping patterns wants to commit suicide, but that could be a symptom of someone who is suicidal. So, and many other things that I haven't mentioned. But should you see just something that is out of the norms, and this is someone that you can talk to, please feel free to ask them to open their heart to you. Feel free to engage them. And if there's any way you can help, please do. Suicidal thoughts usually come as a last resort. Like someone sees there is nothing else they can do about themselves. So someone gives up so much about themselves and they decide to just rather take their own lives away rather than hold you on. Another one maybe could have contracted a certain type of disease or condition that they see they cannot cope up with. Maybe someone lost a loved one and they think they cannot live without them. Most of you can relate. Another one may have been betrayed by a person they thought was so close to them and maybe they held so dear to their hearts and they just feel like if this one did this to me, then what is the word? Another one may have lost property or maybe they could have been stolen from, maybe a large amount of money. And where would you even equate money, property to your own life? Okay, maybe I haven't had that large sum of money that would take me when I lose it, maybe would cost me to take my own life away. But however much it is, please never equate material things to your own life. Today I'll be talking about, or maybe I'll be addressing that person who has been suicidal. I'll be addressing that person who decided to take their own life by suicide. I know they are not here. I know they are not here physically. They will not be able to watch this video physically. But now, let us get into the spiritual realm. I do not blame you for feeling hopeless. I do not blame you because you feel or maybe you felt like you couldn't take it anymore. I do not blame you for finding yourself in the middle of a crisis. I do not blame you that because you were surrounded by the storm. I do not blame you because you felt hatred. You felt like no one cared for you. But I blame you for giving up. I blame you for giving up on your own self. For deciding to take your own life away. That is where the blame comes in. I blame you for thinking that suicide was the only way. And I blame you for not speaking about it, for faking smiles, for making us believe that everything was okay with you. Maybe when we could have helped. For crying out loud, we are not angels. We are not prophets. Sometimes, please speak about it. I know maybe people are usually afraid of victimization, that people will go talking about their situations on the back of their what? Okay, behind their backs. But please, maybe among 10 you have told you issue, at least 2 or 1 will be able to, when they listen to you, they'll be able to give you some advice. So I blame you for being so mean to take your own life away, for not caring about the people you left or you will leave behind. I blame you for not seeking help, for not calling the emergency line, for not calling the contact help centers. I blame you for thinking that the whole world, including me, was against you, including your best friend was against you, including your own family was against you. I blame you for deciding to take your own life away. That is where the blame comes in. And also to the society, please do not be so much judgmental. We do not have to stigmatize each and every situation, each and every condition. We do not have to stigmatize each and every disease. We do not have to stigmatize each and every situation that people find themselves in just because our lives are in order. We do not. We do not have to stigmatize conditions now that people are even afraid, people are even scared of having to share what they are going through with us because they do not know how we're going to take them. So we do not have to create an environment where people cannot share their problems. Am I clear? Kama na preach mninyamazishe kidogo. Why am I saying this? I want us to try and create an environment where everyone can be safe, can feel safe to talk about their issues. So that we do not regret when we see lifeless souls and all we can see are suicide notes of things that would have been prevented. Then it dawns on us. They did not kill themselves, but we did. They did not kill themselves, but the stigma we provided, the stigma we created, killed them. The cheating we did killed them. The diseases we made them contract killed them. The discrimination we offered killed them. Then how would we say that they killed themselves when it is us? It is the things that we did to them that made them take their own lives. Do not be shocked when you get to heaven na unapata hiyo judgment ya suicide ni wewe umeekewa, yeye ameachwa hivyo. So please, let us create a conducive environment whereby people can feel at peace, where everyone can want to live longer, so that we do not regret with suicide notes in our hands and the lives and the bodies of our loved ones lie lifeless because they did not kill themselves. They did physically, but mentally, emotionally, we killed them.